basically these YouTubers. No, that's from one of my best friends. If y'all haven't gone to Calvin Michael's page, y'all go check that out. What's up, everybody? It's your boy BusyBlu, and I'm back with a subject I've been wanting to talk about for a minute, but I wasn't sure how to really discuss it. Because right now it's like really near and dear to me, and I want to make sure that I get it out and we talk about it because I know how important it is to me, and I feel like it's important to my community. First of all, if it's your first time being here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and that like button. Today we're going to talk about mental health in the African American community and the importance of mental health in the African American community. This subject, truthfully, the only reason I'm really doing this subject right now are two reasons. One, I went to the J. Cole concert I think it was last week actually, and the stuff that J. Cole was talking about really touched me. And secondly, I was just online on Twitter, and I saw someone who was like bashing people for either mental instabilities or unstable relationships or whatever, who also went through one. So it's just like there's so much that goes on between mental health and why a lot of us don't go to it, and it frustrates me because if anything, we should be encouraging people to get themselves together or get themselves, and not judge them for what they're going through within that past or within that movement. And it frustrated me to know that someone that I knew actually went through a horrible time period and acted destructively, and then are now judging people for doing the thing that they did. Whether or not the gravity of the situation was the same or whatever, it just frustrated me. So I said, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do the video, and I'm going to talk about it. Because it's important. So outside of that, I went to the J. Cole concert, and if anybody knows, KOD, his KOD tour is going on right now, and throughout his concert, he talks about mental instability in the African American community, which, he was actually speaking my soul. For those who don't know, I'm currently single, and I actually went through a really bad breakup. But outside of the breakup, life was happening to me. Stuff was happening to me. Things were happening to me. How I was reacting to things. There was so much that I needed to... It was an onion, my God. So much that I needed to uncover. So much that I needed to talk about and see and to learn. And I was not doing the work. Like, I was just not doing the work. And I didn't even know that there was work to be done. And so I started therapy. And I'm going to give you guys some tips and reasons why you should go. And then tips on how to, to use it wisely. So during the concert, J. Cole talked about mental instability, and he talked about how, as African Americans, because that's specifically who this video is going to be geared towards, there's so much stuff that's bagged on us. So much. Whether it's being black, whether it's being a man, jobs, education, everything, it's so much piled on us, and we've never really gotten a chance to learn how to deal with it because mental stability has never been the focus. I remember J. Cole saying during the concert, if the baby's crying, what do? You go to it and you're just shh, 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 stop crying. And because the only thing you wanted to do is just not be crying and be okay. And then from our lives, we just learned to not cry. Let's just be okay. Let's just do this and we're gonna be good. Let's stop and everything's fine. And then when you pile on education, you pile on being black, you pile on racism, you pile on crime, you pile on all of these things start to pile up on you, and you're just oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It messes up your mental. And then you get 20, you get 30, you get 40, you get all of these ages, and you just still have these things on that you've never actually dealt with. And we need to deal with them. And he talked about going to therapy, going to psychologists. Some people say go to the church. Some people go to... Let's go. So I'm trying to not have this video be all over the place because there's so much to uncover, but I don't want a long video. I have stuff to do. I called several people to see, why do we as African Americans not go? either to therapists or what it is. The number one thing that I got from everybody was the stigma behind therapy or psychologists. I could see that. And a lot of the things that I heard from people was like, yo, well then people think you're crazy, or people think you can't handle your situation, you can't handle yourself, or this and that. I'm here to tell you guys that that's false. That's false. No one is handling no one's handling things better than other people are handling things. It's the lens or the guise under which they want to portray how they're handling it. No one is handling stuff better than the other. Whether it's you emotionally crying or attacking or whatever, or that person, the other person being emotionally void and not dealing with, there's no situation that nobody's handling it better than the other. You have to look introspectively. And think about, do I want to handle it this way? And what am I learning by handling it this way? What can I do better? Or how am I getting better? And I think that when I went to therapy, personal fact, what I did learn about myself is that I had this fear of never feeling like I'm gonna be good enough. I'm never gonna be good enough for a spouse, to get a family, to get kids, to get marriage. None of that. I always feel like I'm going to be bottom tier, and the people are going to leave me, and I will fight to try to be with things that are not going to be mine because of public perception. And because of that stigma that people have about being crazy, I never dealt with the fact that there were a lot of things that I was going through or that have happened to me in my past that affected why I act the way that I act now. And we have to let the stigma around therapy and sociology go. People are not always going to handle things like you handle things. And you need to understand that you need to do what's best for you, whether or not people don't understand. I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, yo, when I started therapy, I was arguing with people about where I was going. And they would argue me down. Like, they were telling me, you shouldn't go, and all of these things. You know, because some people want to give it to your grandma, she'll tell you what to do. You know, give it to God. You know, God he'll make it through. No disrespect to the Christians or anybody or your faith. He never handled that inside part because, or as he was handling that inside part, he had outside factors telling him, this ain't the way, bruh. Like, you need to do these other things. There's a stigma around going to therapy, and you need to know that whatever's best for you, do it. And if you feel like you need to talk and get those emotions out, do it. That's number 2. Comfortability around therapists. I was just talking to one of my friends before I got on here with you guys, and he was saying how a lot of people may not feel comfortable talking to someone that they don't know. I feel like I find that actually better because you get to explain all aspects that matter to you. You know, there's 3 sides to every story, but that matter to you. Reflect on it, then work through them. And I'm saying to not be afraid to be vulnerable in front of someone who may be able to help you get through what's important to you. If that makes sense. To get through that barrier. Because it's an outside opinion, they can look at things from a whole different light and tell you things that maybe you haven't considered, you haven't looked at, or my therapist, he's big on writing stuff down on the board and going through timelines. Maybe they can make you realize something in the middle of the timeline, like, oh my God, that happened to me, and I never saw that. And sometimes that's something that your friends aren't privy to, or your family aren't privy to, and all of that stuff. I'm gonna wait till I go to the things. Go through the reason why you should do it. Another problem that they said as African Americans we have is cost. I can agree. There are a lot of people who don't have insurance or are not sure on how to go through it. I will say this. I know Taraji P. Henson, and working with her, has started a foundation. The Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. And that is to help remove the stigma around mental health issues with African Americans. And she's been doing tons of great work in order to help individuals get that mental stability that is necessary for the problems that we're not dealing with. I'm going to try to put her information in the video or whatever. If you want to know more about the foundation, you can go to BorisHensonFoundation.org. And it tells you everything. There's a mental health line. There's all of this stuff you can do. There are so many other helplines. If you have friends or family, I know my job specifically, I have a helpline that also helps family members. So my family members can call in to talk their problems through or whatever. There are options. And I know it's difficult and you may be frustrated about knowing what to do and how to do it. But one of my favorite websites is Psychology Today. And they also can help you find someone that's in your range, that's in your cost. I think that this also leads back to that comfortability aspect, because on Psychology Today, you can find someone who is African American, who's black, who deals with issues of substance abuse or LGBTQIA issues, suicide ideations. You can find all of those things. If the cost is a problem for you, who takes insurance, who doesn't, what it's going to cost. Also, doing your research, like what's cheap. I remember in my last relationship, I actually wanted to go to counseling, but under my plan, it wasn't feasible for me to do couples counseling than it was for me to go online and then do couples counseling with the person in person. So I thought about doing that. So, like, look around, see what's best for you. Your mental stability is so important. Like, it's so important. And I think that we need to let go of that aspect of, oh, I don't want people to think that I'm crazy or all of this stuff. I think for the most part, that's everything that I want to discuss about reasons for why people don't go. Let me give you tips on doing therapy. One, tell everything. Tell everything. Because you can't fully and completely get out or get back what you need to get if you're not completely honest with your therapist. And I'm here to say to you, give yourself to your therapist. Give yourself to your therapist. If you're doing drugs, if you're drinking a lot, if you have these suicidal thoughts, if you just don't feel comfortable, if you're sad, you're depressed, give yourself to your therapist, because then you can adequately get the help that you want. And don't be afraid to do that. There are a lot of things that I was going through in this past year. And after giving myself and everything that was going on with me, my therapist was able to timeline and like, yo, it helped me so much. Now, I will say this. My therapist got me crying all the time. But it's good. They're good tears. They're good tears. Give yourself to your therapist. Secondly, number two, don't be afraid to try more than one. My first therapist, trash. I was doing a lot of feeling, and I got so much more immersed in my emotions, and I wasn't doing enough of doing. And my therapist now is like, okay, no. What we're going to do now, okay, you felt that, now here's plan B, C, D, da. Don't be afraid to try more than one. Everybody doesn't work. I was dealing with someone who before didn't deal with LGBTQIA issues, and now I'm dealing with somebody who does. Like, you don't be afraid to try more than one therapist. It's okay to be like, you know what, sis? I don't think this is gonna work for me. So do your research. And again, Psychology Today, they have several options for you. Like, you can look through black, white, young, old, stern. You can do all of the things that you need to do in the research that you need to do to get better to you. So I talked about comfortability. I talked about doing your research. Let me make sure I got enough time. I know. Be confident in your progress and what's happening. Everybody's not going to understand what you're going through in your therapy. And that's okay. That's okay. I think a lot of the fear is don't let people discourage you from getting better. I know one of the things I kept thinking to myself is that, I had to prove to myself, I felt like I needed to prove to others that I was doing the work to get to a better me. Don't do that. Self-help is about self-help. And you are about you. You gotta put your mask on first. So do it. And if other people have a problem with it, if they don't see it, or they're not understanding it, or they're saying, no, this is the same person, let them do that. Let them do it. You have to be a better, I promise you, things are gonna get better. And I need you to take into account that, maybe I don't handle situations the way other people handle situations, and don't let them stop you from handling it that way. Because this what you're doing is a good thing, and you need to do it. I feel like I wanted to do more, but I don't have the time. I'll probably do another video. I'll say this. It is okay not to be okay. It's not okay to stay that way. And I want you to know, if anybody who's listening to this, or who's struggling with anything, it's okay. And you have people who are here with you, and who are here for you, and want to see you do better. Reach out to them and take the steps to do the work. Now, it's frustrating, it's hard, it's not easy. It takes a lot of self-confidence and a lot of self-control. And I actually did not have a lot of that before. I actually just got my self-confidence back maybe Saturday. Okay? It's been gone for a year. But I know I wanted it to be back. And sometimes the things that you didn't even know were gone, or you didn't have, or you lacked, that can help you out in therapy. I did not realize that I lost my self-confidence. My ex-girlfriend called me like 3 days ago, and I was telling her the story about everything that happened throughout this past year, and she was like, that is not you, BusyBlu. That's the first one, number one. I'm not gonna say that on the camera. She was like, that's not you. None of this is you. What the hell happened to you? What the hell happened? But I didn't realize that I lost like major pieces of me. I used to think I was very attractive. Okay, everybody want me. I lost that. I used to have confidence in where I was going, whether it's family, future. I lost all of that. Like all of that. Sometimes we don't know. It was one of my friends that I was going to the J. Cole concert with. She said, BusyBlu, we saw you spiraling, but no one can stop you because you're stubborn. And that's okay. You have to learn to pick yourself out of it. And I think that I learned, and this is what I don't want, which is why I'm really doing this video. I lost everything to now come out and try to fix everything. It's okay to get help even when you think things are okay. So do it. So do it. Yeah, you may have a good job, stable relationships, and this and that. Okay, yeah, you do. It's still okay to get there. Maybe there's something you're struggling with that you haven't realized you're struggling with. For example, my daddy issues play a major role into how I deal with relationships. I chase people who are emotionally unavailable, who do not want me, who are not going to stay with me, and I see it, and I still stay there, than to go somewhere where things are better because of an issue that happened in my past with my father. And it has continuously lingered on. And I never realized that. I never realized that. Never. It's okay to not be okay. Take the steps to get better. And outside of African Americans, everyone, mental stability is important. And don't let anybody judge you or make you feel bad for doing what you need to do to get better. Nobody is perfect. No one. And don't let anybody make you feel like because of the decisions you made that you're a bad person, that you're a different person. That's not true. Take the steps to be a better you for you. And block out everybody else who don't fit you trying to be a better you. Because people will judge and say everything, but that's because they don't want to, they're also not looking at themselves. When I tell you I was so upset seeing something that I saw online about one of my friends judging other people for what they went through, and I know for a fact they went through that same thing. So now that you're better, you want to now turn down to, it's not helpful. Y'all not gonna see me give a relationship advice. That's not my thing, okay? Cause my last relationship was trash. Y'all not gonna see me talking about how to, cause I've been where other people have been. What I am gonna say is do what's best for you, do what works for you, and I think that therapy can help you along the way. So try it. Try it. I know this video's all over the place. I do have to go to a meeting, so I'm all over the place, but self-care is not selfish. And block out those people who feel like you're crazy or you're doing things wrong. Block those people out. Block out the people who feel like the things that you did, you're crazy, you're wrong. Block those people out too. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go, because I don't want to give y'all too much of my personal business. One of the things that my therapist said is that, yo, I care way too much about what other people think. And then I make decisions based on that. I want y'all to know, you to know, it's about you and what you think, how you feel about yourself. I ruined myself in this past year worried about what other people are going to think. It's about you. It's always been about you. And I want you to know it's always about you. Fuck these other people who don't feel that way. And I need you to bring in the people who do feel like you are important and want to help you through what's going on. I lost everything. And now I'm getting everything back. Best friends, family members, cousins, everyone. And them saying to me, yo, we watched you go down that hill. And because you're so stubborn, no one can stop you. And now I'm out of it. And you could be out of it too. Yo, therapy is important. Make sure you go to it. And whether you're black, white, Asian, Blasian, it's okay not to be okay. It's not okay to stay that way. And do the work. You got this. And I'm here to help you. I want you to be okay. And we're all gonna be okay. I think that's everything that I have. If you want to know more about me and everything that I've gone through, the things that I'm going through, you can find me. No, you can't. All my stuff is private. I'm doing self-peace, self-worth. So I don't even know why I even said that, because right now I'm only focusing on me and my aura and everything that's surrounding me. Is positivity. Not saying that y'all gonna be negative. So sorry you can't. But once I get better, follow me at BusyBlu, no space, no E, on Instagram and Twitter. And then you can follow my Facebook page, BusyBlu, the BusyBlu on Facebook. I think that's everything that I have for now. Do what's best for you. Live, love life, and do what's best for you. Therapy is okay. And you're gonna be okay.